Country singer Maren Morris raised more than $100,000 to spite Tucker Carlson.
Recently, she uploaded a video to Instagram. It showed her putting on makeup. It's on your screen right now. And then she added this caption to the footage, and we're quoting. "I'd really like to thank my parents for not changing my gender when I went through my tomboy phase. I love this girly life." And then her husband responded with this caption. He wrote, quote, "I'm glad they didn't too, because you and I wouldn't have worked out." That was it. Now, no sane society would have a problem with or even notice words like that. But in 2022, this is a thought crime. You're required to believe that minors should be castrated by their parents. So there was massive backlash online. A country music singer called Cassidy Pope accused Aldean of wronging LGBTQ plus people for writing that. And then a lunatic called Maren Morris, some kind of fake country music singer, went all the way. She wrote this: "It's so easy to be like not a scumbag human. Sell your clip-ins and zip it insurrection Barbie." And then, of course, Brittany Aldean was attacked up and down the American media for telling a transphobic joke, which they never quoted at all. You had no idea what she said. We just showed you what she said. They really attacked her. To her great credit, she's not backing down. In fact, she's got a new clothing line out called Don't Tread on Kids, and we are honored to have Brittany Aldean join us tonight. Brittany, thanks so much for coming on. The more I read about this, the more I was legitimately shocked by the dishonesty of the response, by the viciousness, especially from that second woman. Awful. Were you surprised by this?
Yes, I was extremely surprised. In saying my response, I never thought that there was anything wrong with it. I think I'm advocating for children. I think that children should not be allowed to make these life-changing decisions at such a young age. They are not mature enough. They should have parents that love them and advocate for them regardless. We have ages on everything, right? We have it for cigarettes, we have it for driving, we have it for military voting. Yet, for some reason, people think that we can let a child choose their gender so young. It's very baffling to me.
Country singer Maren Morris raised over $100,000 for transgender rights after Fox News host Tucker Carlson called her a, quote, lunatic country music person on his last show last week. Carlson commented in response to Morris's criticism of anti-transgender remarks by Brittany Aldean, who is also the wife of country star Jason Aldean. On August 23rd, Brittany Aldean posted an Instagram video of herself with a comment saying, quote, "I'd really like to thank my parents for not changing my gender when I went through my tomboy phase. I love this girly life," end quote. To which her husband responded by writing something positively. 2 days later, singer-songwriter Cassidy Pope criticized the post on social media, which Morris supported. Brittany Aldean responded to the backlash the same day with a story shared on her Instagram account, saying, quote, "Advocating for the genital mutilation of children under the disguise of love and calling it gender-affirming care is one of the worst evils," end quote. On September 1st, this social media war intensified when Jason Aldean's PR firm for 17 years decided to part ways with the singer, though it didn't mention the reason. Soon, Brittany Aldean came on Tucker Carlson Tonight in defense of her comments, where Carlson described Morris as a lunatic country music person. Morris later shared a photo of a t-shirt that has her name and lunatic country music person, along with the phone number for Trans Life. She also announced that the proceeds for the shirt will be directed towards Trans Lifeline and the transgender media program at GLAAD. Within just 2 hours, the shirt raised $63,000. Later, Morris said that she totally has surpassed the $100,000 mark. Trans Lifeline and GLAAD thanked Morris for this. What do you folks think?
Well,
where do we begin?
I would start with one of those shirts, that's for sure.
I want to get that shirt too. I know it's going to sell out also.
We should all buy a shirt and wear it on Coordinates Tonight.
We really should.
Let's do it.
We really should. And you guys know, like country music, I'm a huge country music fan. There's not too many brown people who are country music fans. And there aren't not too many LGBTQ plus folks that are big supporters of country music because they're not ones that really support us, in a lot of aspects. Now, I want to give this chick Insurrection Barbie. I love when they called her that. I want to give Brittany Aldean the benefit of the fact and just say maybe she's just stupid. Maybe she's just not educated. Maybe she just doesn't have any gay people in her life, and maybe that's why she commented and made this post this way, that it wasn't really an attack towards us, that maybe she just didn't know. Her and Mr. Aldean don't seem like people that will have a drag brunch in their home, welcoming us in for Sunday Fun Day. Do you guys think that?
Oh, you're absolutely right. She is. I mean, if she's ignorant, then she's willfully ignorant. I mean, and her husband, like I've interviewed him by satellite. Fortunately, I never had to be in the same room with him. But you always just kind of feel like, he's not sharp. And that's the way he talks. And but the reason that people like the Aldeans get support for these ignorant arguments is because they're directed to ignorant people who hear this gender, male, female, and there's always a binary choice for these people. And they're just they're terrible people. But then we've got people like Maren Morris who is there and has our back. And she said she's like, oh, parents want to be accepted, so they try and do all this hip stuff. No. Parents want their kids to be accepted. Most importantly, they want their kids to be accepted by themselves.
Yes.
And that's what the Aldeans and their ilk don't get.
Yeah.
And I think that the fact that she refers to her tomboy days is something to be confused with someone who thinks they're trans or is transgender. That's the mistake she's making. In order for a doctor to go ahead and start a procedure of hormone blockers or things like that, those kids have to go through therapy. They don't just come into the doctor's office on Monday and start therapy on Tuesday.
It's Monday,
but she makes
do this.
Right. She makes it sound like, well, because I was Bush, my parents could have tricked me into becoming a boy. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. It's a whole deeper thing than just, I feel like being a tomboy and I want to play sports. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But there's clearly an agenda here. So it was a way to start selling this ridiculous clothing line that she's peddling.
Oh my God, what was it called? Hold on. Don't tread on kids.
Don't tread on kids.
Don't tread on kids.
So this is the way to introduce this conversation and then get support from all the weird.
Well, and it's confusing. Don't tread on kids could be a positive thing.
Well, can you explain the don't tread on me thing? I went to, some weird hippie place and they had Confederate flags everywhere and they had shirts with the snake and it said, don't tread on me. What does that mean?
Are you sure it was a hippie place and not a hillbilly place?
No, it was a hillbilly place. It was a hillbilly place. The H is messed up. In Spanish, the H's are J's and it's a whole big thing, right? But what does that mean exactly?
What means it's the Confederate flag is a dog whistle for racism, for oppression, for states' rights, which is a dog whistle for the right to do what? Well, to oppress black people, to tell homosexuals what they can and cannot do. So that's what those things are. And in the back, you'll probably of that shop, not necessarily that shop because I don't want to be sued, but in back some of those shops, you can probably find a bunch of probably legal sawed-off shotguns that they're moving out the back of the store for $100 a piece. I mean, they are deranged, anti-American, anti-patriotic people cloaked in the flag. Unfortunately, of course, that flag is the Confederate flag.
Oh, God. That's true. And Tucker Carlson will take advantage of that and go, come on, get on my show real quick. Let's show these people. Don't tread on our kids. And have a feeling that she's going to have a lot of support in that stupid clothing line. And let's just say that, there are country music stars that aren't like this person. Maren Morris, supporting us with $100,000 over to the trans organization Cassidy Pope as well. My favorite, Tay-Tay. Taylor Swift loves us like no other, and she's country, So, hey, give some country music a chance, just not that Aldean guy. He seems kind of very slow, like John said. All right.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.